let's see. I think now it worked. I keep pressing go live, but it keeps not going live. Now it keeps refreshing. There's something very fishy going on here. I think now we're really live. Let's give it a second. Let's see. Okay, Bear says we're on. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. It took me a couple of minutes to get it working this time. For some reason, it just keeps buffering. All right. I checked the internet. We got hundreds of megabytes a freaking second. Should be good. All right. But for some reason, first of all, this camera still, I don't know why sometimes it's a bit laggy. I still do not fully get it because now we can see I'm spazzing out. Nothing's happening. So it's not as if it can't keep up. Like I said, internet is good. All the cables and stuff are completely new. So sometimes I don't know what's keeping all this stuff going in a bad way. Anyway, guys, as you all know from watching the streams, always first things in the chat. Let me know where y'all watching from. Just quickly, let me know where y'all watching from. And ladies and gents, let me tell you, today has been such a hyped up day. I mean, Bitcoin right now as it stands is on its way to make a new all-time high. We just crossed 107,000. And you might be asking yourself why. Well, two things. One is mostly it's news from yesterday. Mostly it's people getting excited because of what happened over the past 24 hours with Trump's new orders, etc. And then partially it's just the manipulation. Somebody says, did you talk about XCAD yesterday? I did, but we'll talk about it more because I have a few videos coming up today that I'm already thinking of. John says, do you have a laptop? If it gets hot and there's slower to lower the temperature. That's actually a good thing, but it's like, it's a laptop, yeah, but it's open underneath. But regardless, but that's a good one. I'm going to check that out. Maybe let's see if that's making a difference. Here's the main piece of news that everybody is spazzing about just now, right? Over on Twitter, everybody is talking about this over the last hour or so. So basically, the U.S. securities regulator opens the door for Wall Street banks to hold crypto, the Financial Times reported. Now, partially, we covered that already yesterday with the American bill that was signed, or executive order, because I believed in here there was already something mentioned about maybe 121, maybe not, maybe it was not in here, maybe it was somewhere else that we already read about it. Let's quickly scroll through, see if we can find it. Okay, so it might have not been in the executive order. Maybe it was just somewhere else that we read about it last night. Okay. Does not matter. But anyway, if you're wondering what the details of that are, basically Hester Pierce already posted it out. Bye-bye SAB 121. Not been fun, SEC. Staff Accounting Bulletin number 122. Hey. So the thing that it basically was, is this was the, I guess, rule or regulation put into place to basically keep a lot of major financial institutions from entering into the crypto space. And so the fact that this is now changing up, apparently a lot of Wall Street CEOs, again, this is breaking news just now, are seeing that as, hey, we're ready to go bigger in crypto now that the regulations allow for it. And again, today, for BlackRock's ETF, has also been a pretty magnificent day, with apparently the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF already seeing $1 billion worth of volume in the first hour of trading. And to add to that, you can see here CZ also just now said, as the US becomes more business friendly again, other countries must work harder to retain its business attractiveness. A16Z cuts UK crypto plans as it shifts towards the Trump era US opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you all right now, there's a whole new wave starting. And many of y'all do not want to believe it yet, but I've said here, if you are selling into the market right now, then they win, all right? I don't want to tell you can never sell. But there's two things that I always find true. One is if you buy XRP at like $3, it's like a 10% bop every single time. We were joking about it yesterday to sell at $3.40, but it didn't get there, unfortunately, and then buy back at $3. If we had sold, but it didn't get there, we could have actually easily profited again because it just keeps bouncing off of about $3. I'm going to say between $2.89 and $3.03, something along those lines. And basically at the top, again, $3.40, $3.30, $3.50. I don't think it's ever gotten to $3.50 yet, right? So $3.40, I'm going to say $3.30, $3.40. Just keeps bouncing back up and up and up and back down, up and up and up and up and up and do. And it's been fun to watch, but mostly I think it's been fun to trade for a lot of people. We've not been doing that too accurately here, but the idea was pretty cool. Regardless, so what does this mean? Well, apparently, this is now where the big money comes in, all right? And I think a lot of people are forgetting that we need the big money to really make the big gains. But the moment that they do, you're not early no more, right? And I keep saying this to people. We do not want everybody to get it. And the moment that Wall Street bankers right now are starting to say, yeah, we get it, we're going to work on it. Again, at some point, they're all going to be in it, and we're not going to be the early adopters anymore. And I guess to some extent, that's a sad part. Somebody in the chat is talking about XCN. So the thing is, apparently there's some crazy market manipulation going on with that coin. So be careful. They're basically warning people not to buy it because they're trying to scam you, basically. So for anybody who's asking, hey, is that a good coin? No, it's a scam, basically. Why? Well, Justin Sun and CZ were just talking about it earlier today. Basically here, you can see Chain says the Chain team is not actively engaged in any trading of XCN, nor involved in any market manipulation, directly or indirectly. We take these allegations extremely seriously and are exploring legal remedies against Justin Sun. XCN is managed by Onyx DAO and not by Chain. So again, am I saying they're a scam? No, it's being supposed by some very big crypto characters that it's a scam. So I would be careful. Do I know if it's a scam? No, because obviously, let's see here. Oh, XCN, not XDC. XDC is something completely different. So again, Justin Sun is going pretty hard on them. He says, Onyx DAO condemns recent statements by Justin Sun. None of our partners nor Onyx DAO are engaged in any trading of XCN nor contra trading of XCN. XCN is finally getting its GME moment, and others who have sold XCN, such as Justin Sun, are making false statements. So it's an interesting back and forth going on, but let's see a bit before. Let's quickly find it out somewhere. He basically supposed this. The XCN chain, which apparently is not the right one to go for here, but the right tag, is currently engaging in significant market manipulation, and they're using high leveraging contracts that could cause serious harm to many exchange users. I recommend that major exchanges pay close attention to the risk. We will report their illegal activities to the SEC and Department of Justice for further investigation. And then Bybit also came in to say, hey, we'll take a look. Somebody says it's been disproven. I just want y'all to be careful, right? They're saying no, but, you know, I would stay a bit cautious here. It could be him just being salty, but it could also be him trying to warn the world. I don't know, right? So I'm just saying be careful with that coin. I see a lot of you guys are also really excited and hyped up about it, which makes me more afraid. That's why I'm just saying be careful. I don't know much about the coin or what it does. All I know is that Justin Sun just gave a big warning, and I'd be careful if I were you. That's all, actually. Regardless, to get back to the Wall Street thing, the US SEC has rescinded an accounting rule that forced banks to treat Bitcoin and other tokens as a liability on their balance sheets. The guidance was a major deterrent to Wall Street banks owning Bitcoin, and the rule was introduced in 2022 and subjected digital assets to strict capital requirements, significantly raising the financial and regulatory risks of offering crypto custody services. But right now, it seems they've gotten rid of that, and things are starting to look good again for the crypto space, man. Especially with the volume coming in. This week in Davos, Goldman Sachs CEO 𝗕𝗓𝗪 told CNBC that from a regulatory perspective, the bank couldn't own Bitcoin and that it would revisit the issue if the rules changed. The CEO of Morgan Stanley and Bank of America also weighed in from the WEF on how President Donald Trump's pro-crypto tone could reshape their plans and potentially lead to expanded digital offerings. And I keep reminding people that we, for the most part, are basically getting into all this before, right? Think about it. Think about it for yourself. The whole idea is get in before the majors do, right? Get in before the big guys do. And so if we're only going to start buying in once all these things are confirmed, you're basically too late. And I think it's similar with the whole Bitcoin reserve and things of that nature that we've been talking about for the past few weeks or days and weeks. If you think about it, why would you want to get in only when all those things are confirmed when we almost are certain that they will come? And to some extent, people have often stated, no, we don't actually want them to come because this should be for the people. It should not be for the banks. But on the opposite side, well, I mean, they have all the money. Maju says, so why aren't the banks piling in? Are they waiting for the end of the lawsuit? If you're talking about one specific coin or about every coin, you got to understand that banks work very, very slowly. And as we can read right now, many of them were skeptical. They had it on their plans, but it was kind of vague because of regulatory parts. But right now in the US, since Trump is coming in and the rules are being changed for the better, today just another massive rule just got changed for the better, they might actually start getting into it. There's some banks, by the way, who are dabbling in. They're dabbling into blockchain technology. But to really start diving in deep, they've not done it for the most part. But I guess they're working towards it. At least that's what seems to be going on quite recently. They're working towards it. Anyway, Bitcoin as it currently stands, ladies and gentlemen, is moving beautifully. We talked before about how Bitcoin could be bouncing down. Well, it has, but actually throughout this whole period of time, it still is in an uptrend, even though we did see some significant downtime throughout the last couple of weeks. It's actually kind of funny that we're basically right now back to prices that we also saw about a month ago. But slowly but surely, we are creeping up there. And even again today, depending on where we end up, right? Over the next few hours, we might actually set ourselves the highest daily close for Bitcoin ever. Because again, the highest daily close right now, I'm going to guess is this one. So a close of 105,337, 106, no, I guess it's this one right here. 106, no, wait, what? 106,148. 106,129. Okay, so it's going to depend on the exchange, but it was either the 27th of January or right here, the 16th of December or so. But basically, yeah, today, again, we could make another new high, which could be very, very interesting because right now the price is at 106.5. So if we stay around this level for the next like 4 or 5 hours or so, we're going to do it yet again, I think 5 hours and 50 minutes, 5 hours and 10 minutes, something like that. I'm having a bit of a cold, it seems. Somebody asks, are you still bullish on XRP? Sure. I mean, there are so many coins that I'm bullish on, though. And I've stated also that right now we're going for a bit of a crazy surge. If you're starting to think about the move that the crypto market's making here, or about to make, really, like this is only because of Trump. And I should add, Trump is a very big character. Sure, he's the president of the US. But basically, this entire pump here in Solana and searches basically blew every single thing we'd seen for Solana out of the water. And I want you guys to understand that usually when moves like this happen, it opens up an entirely new chapter, which again, Trump has now basically done, where all these people are going to start researching. They're going to get their friends in. It's going to be like a little bit of a kind of like a Ponzi, or I say a pyramid scheme where some people get in and they talk to their friends about it. They talk to their friends about it. Talk to their friends about it. This will most likely dribble back down a little bit as the hype wears off, unless Trump again announces some crazy thing or says something funny about his meme coin, some stuff like that. Because again, right now, the markets, funnily enough, the volume everywhere is crazy. But in my own humble opinion, the excitement really was here about 4 or 5 days ago. Right now, it's kind of like lower again. It's not too crazy anywhere across the board. But when you start looking at the numbers almost anywhere, it does showcase that this is still just the craziest period we have ever seen for coins like Solana and almost any other coin, even coins like XRP. And I mean, if you start looking at price, then yeah, I guess you can also understand. Because from a weekly perspective, from a daily perspective, from almost any perspective, XRP just keeps breaking up higher and higher and higher. And right now, on the daily perspective, for example, you can see we've not had any crazy breakout in a little while. We're basically consolidating. So we're waiting for the next big move to be made. But slowly but surely, as Bitcoin creeps up and starts making its move towards 120,000, we also expect coins like XRP to make their move. And right now, it seems that the major fundamentals are not with coins like XRP. They're mostly just with cryptos in general. Not all coins. I mean, the last few days here, it's been a couple of funny coins. In this case here, ETH ecosystem, Lido, Ondo, Jupiter, I guess Solana ecosystem, Curve, some DeFi. MS Ava was doing pretty well shortly. But for the most part, nothing is really doing too crazy. I mean, these coins are double digits here, up 17% on Lido. But for the most part, let's quickly refresh it again. You can see here right now, if I refresh it, almost nothing is really doing too crazy. Almost nothing is really making a big move. We're not really in a really crazy altcoin type of environment here the last few days. But most likely, very, very soon, it will come back as people switch over from whatever that got them in because of Trump right now to all our major coins. And that's why I just keep stacking it up. I don't really care what anybody says because we understand what's happening in the background. These banks are scooping it up like nothing. They're all trying to prepare for the major move. BlackRock just saw another record volume in the first 2 hours. And we're thinking of selling. We just got Trump saying all this good stuff. And we're thinking of selling. No. However, if we're asking what's hot right now, it seems to be some meme coins that are extremely, extremely hot. It seems to be Bitcoin and Bitcoin trading right now that's extremely, extremely hot. It seems mostly, if we're talking memes, by the way, that it's all on Solana. So Solana on-chain is extremely hot right now. And for the most part, nothing is really doing too well. All those AI agents, all that stuff, it's not having the best of times. Even our major alts are not having the best of times right now. It will come back, though. But it's all a little, how do you call it? Like cyclical, basically. Swift coin, RUNE. You guys are asking, a lot of random coins, huh? RUNE is nice. Nothing too crazy going on with RUNE right now. How do you see Beth meme coin? I've never heard of Beth meme coin. Clearpool, Ethereum, RWA. Next Ondo has... RUNE is cooked. I think RUNE is pretty cool. It has its moments. What are your thoughts on potential USDT collapse? And what will happen to exchanges if it does? For example, I day trade with USDT. It's my only option. What would happen if the asset, if it did collapse? You'd be screwed. But Bitcoin would probably be at what? $20,000 if USDT collapsed? Maybe $6,000? Like USDT is keeping this entire crypto space afloat. Crypto won't die, but it will be the biggest hit we've ever seen. But it won't collapse. It doesn't make sense. I can't fathom any scenario where USDT doesn't last. They're doing too freaking well. They've made too much freaking money. They got themselves in a proper way. Can they get like more like banned and stuff? They could. But even then, all those fears were basically like a few years ago. Over time, they figured themselves out, if I had to give my opinion. Not finished twice. Heigi says, how do you manage your gains after you take profit? How do you take, for example, a 500K gain and distribute it for cash flow? Well, my friend, that is very, very specific. So he's asking, how do you manage your gains after you take profit? How do you take, for example, a 500K gain and distribute it for cash flow? If you're talking about where to reinvest it into, or what is your idea? You're just saying how to get cash flow out of money? How to build cash flows? Is that what you're saying? Not exactly sure what the question is. If you've got 500K in gains and you're asking me what should I do with it now, how do I manage my gains after I take profit? I look for the next opportunity. Where does the money come from? If you get my drift. If you're talking about you traded your coins up, or is it like, did you trade with stable coins as a balance? Did you buy coins and they're worth more right now, and then you've got 500K profit and now you want to have cash flow? So it's a bit too vague, but I like your idea. Good question, perhaps. Thoughts on Render and Arbitrum? Arbitrum is not too cool right now. Render is always solid. But then again, AI coins are not in the best of spots right now. Like right now. Give it some time. Right? Trump just said again that AI and crypto are going to be top priority. Give it a bit of time. But I think it will come. I mean, for the most part, things are in a good spot right now. Let's see here real quick. Is there anything else just happened that I had to cover? Oh yeah, MicroStrategy is adding more stock to go and buy even more Bitcoin. And I also sometimes think about that. I think about how funny it is that this guy has so much confidence that he just keeps raising more and more and more to buy more Bitcoin. And I keep thinking on the opposite side. I guess, yeah, it does make sense. It does, on an opposite side, make sense to just keep buying more and more and more if you really believe in it, because most likely it'll do very well. So if you then think about it, what is better to do? Well, just buy more, right? That's his thought process. Taper says, so you're really saying it's a great time to stock up on AI coins? Well, yes, but no. The reason I'm saying yes is because if we all expect AI coins to go for a crazy season, which I do, then these are right now quite cheap. But the opposite side of it is, if it's not in a hyped up section, like right now, for example, AI coins are doing quite bad. Yes, you're getting a good discount, but we do not know how long it takes for that new leg up. And then there's still this replacement cost part, which means that maybe in the short term, it would have been better to skip out on it for a while, which is the negative side of that. Rick says, I think he meant passive income. Well, yeah, that's a very broad question, my friend. That's a very broad one. Buddy's Spirits says, what I'm hoping comes from the bank custody of crypto is I can pay off my mortgage with crypto. I guess that depends on in which country you're in. I mean, if you're in the UAE, you can already do that pretty easily. Yeah. Anyway, for the most part, I just wanted to cover that Wall Street now is coming in. Everybody's making announcements about that. Everybody's excited about it. There's really nothing too fancy in any other department, just the fact that things are finally starting here, right? It's a whole new chapter that is opening up, and I can keep making the same thing, though. But I got another update on you guys later about kind of watching out for some of the manipulation that's going on, but I'll get that to you on a bit. Also, XRP is still doing quite good. We're still being indecisive, though, waiting for the next move, and I guess Bitcoin is so too. But today, we could get another crazy day for Bitcoin if we, like I just told y'all, get ourselves a new daily close. Could be pretty massive, and I'm just going to be watching that. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep you too much time here. It's a very short stream because I just wanted to give you guys that news. And sometimes things pop up after the other. Right now, nothing really too fancy or nothing too crazy happened afterwards. Again, there'll be a few more videos coming out today, though, so do not worry about it. There's going to be a lot of funny XRP news. For example, this. Bitcoin Magazine says, retweet if you don't want XRP to be on the Americans' balance sheet. And it's kind of funny because I posted a bit earlier in the XRP community on Twitter. Let's see. I said, I want to see XRP being stored in U.S. reserves. And it's kind of funny. That tweet did pretty well. Not too crazy, though. But now also 2 hours ago, it came out. Hey, we do not want to see XRP on there. And then Eleanor Tourette said, hey, as someone who's only really began observing the space in 2021, I've never seen this level of open warfare between coin communities. Now the SEC is no longer a common enemy. Is it back to warning amongst yourselves? Because again, XRP always being hated upon by other communities, which is kind of interesting. But ladies and gents, I'll see you all again in another one. I just want to quickly cover that news. If you also want to trade, check out the link down below to 𝗲𝗏𝗀. That's where I'm trading on right now. Again, you can see our XRP position still doing pretty well as it currently stands. But we'll talk about it more later. That was it for right now. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And yeah, more news coming, so stick around. That's about it, guys.